What's going on, FitFam? In today's video, I'm gonna walk you through one of my glute and leg days in the gym. So this is going to be a heavy lifting day. Usually on leg day, I like to go in the gym and really push the amount of weight that I'm using. Also, of course, while focusing on good quality form. The reason that lifting heavy for your lower body is so effective is because your glutes and legs are a huge muscle group in your body. They can definitely take a lot of resistance as such. So going in the gym and overloading those muscle groups with a bunch of resistance is how you're going to build a really nice pair of sculpted legs and glutes. So come along with me to the gym. I'm gonna walk you through the entire workout. It only takes me about 45 to 60 minutes. It doesn't have to be long and complicated. You're gonna see that I only do a warm-up and 4 actual exercises. You don't need to go in the gym and do so many different types of exercises and constantly change it up. It's actually much better if you stick with the fundamental movements and consistently improve and get stronger at each one of those. So today we're going to be doing a handful of classic movements that are going to especially work our glutes and legs, particularly our quads, which is the front of our legs. So follow along with me. Let's go to the gym and get it poppin'.
All right, so important. Every single lower body session that you start, you have to do a session of glute activation. That is nothing more than just getting the booty warmed up. You got to get the muscle fibers engaged, get the blood flowing, because we have such a sedentary lifestyle. So our glutes are kind of shut off since we're always sitting. So before you actually get into the real working out part where you're actually lifting weights, you want to just spend a couple of minutes to get the booty primed for all of the weight that you're about to slam on it. And so that way it's going to get the most out of the actual working sets. So this is one of my favorite glute activation exercises right here. You just get on the ground, put that band just above your knees, and do some simple glute bridges with an abduction. So you're driving from your heels, thrusting your hips up into the air, squeezing those glutes at the top, and then you're doing the abduction, which is where you push your knees out to the side, which is why having a band is so useful, because obviously it creates more resistance. So yeah, make sure if you don't have a booty band or a fabric resistance band, this one is actually made out of fabric. It's not made from rubber. They used to be made from rubber, but those ones used to like break and roll up on you a lot more. It wasn't as good. So get your hands on a fabric resistance band. All right, so after you do 20 reps of those glute bridges and abductions, you're going to come sit up and you're going to do the same kind of abductions except just in a seated position. So these are going to be banded seated clams, and you're going to also just do 20 reps of those, and by this point your glutes should be on fire. But we aren't quite done just yet. We're also still going to do a few more quick warm-ups before we get into the working sets. So this is one of the moves that I always do for glute activation just because it is so effective. It's actually very difficult. Don't be fooled. You just kind of get into a squatted position and simply walk side to side, and trust me, after 20 reps of that, your glutes are going to be on fire. Okay, so now we are ready to get into the working set. So the very first exercise that we're going to do is the queen of all booty building exercises, and that is a barbell hip thrust. So really important to actually get into position for this whole setup. You're going to need a bench behind you that you're going to put your upper back on, and then obviously you need to have a barbell that you can roll over your legs. Now, in order to do that, you obviously need to be lifting weight that is heavy enough so that the plates are big enough so that the barbell is going to be lifted up off the ground. However, if you're still a beginner and you can't do that much weight, you can do this exercise just with dumbbells, or you can put blocks or plates on either side of the barbell to make like a little platform so that the barbell can be lifted up above the ground. All right, then you're going to put your booty band over your knees so that you can have even more engagement on your glutes, and then you're also going to be using a barbell pad so that the barbell is not just completely digging into your crotch, so that's going to be a little bit more comfortable. All right, so getting into position for the barbell hip thrust, you want your legs to be at 90 degrees from the bench with the toes pointed out slightly. Then you're going to thrust the barbell up into the air, driving from your hips, pushing through your heels, and you're going to bring it up all the way as high as you can, and then you're going to squeeze your glutes at the top and lower it back down. So this type of movement, this is called a hip hinge, and that is the best range of motion you can do to really overload your glutes. This is why this is the best booty building exercise that there is. Literally, there is nothing better. Anyone you see on Instagram, YouTube, who's got a poppin' butt, it is because they do this exercise at least 2 or 3 times per week, just like I do myself, because I'm always trying to get those glutes to be bigger and bigger. So this is the best exercise you can do for that. So push through those heels, squeeze your glutes at the top. And another point with your form is don't throw your head back. Keep your head straight. Keep your eyes looking at the wall in front of you, because when you do it like that, it's actually going to force your glutes to pick up even more of the resistance. And then if you really have, a little extra burst of energy inside of you and you really want to crush those glutes, what you can do is you can finish off with a couple final pulses. So I always do these burnout pulses. After I've done about 8 to 12 regular reps of my hip thrust, I go straight into about 5 burnout pulses, which is where I just do a little mini push of the range of motion. And by the time I'm done, my glutes are dead. All right, now that we have done the first exercise and our butt is nicely pumped up, we are going to go into the next major lift of this leg day session, and that is going to be a barbell back squat. On my glute and leg days, I always do hip thrusts. That's just like a non-negotiable since it is the best one. And then I always do either a deadlift or a squat, because those are the other two that are amazing for all of your legs and glutes and really just your whole body, because they require so much strength. So you can see I'm using a lifting belt. That is just because I'm at a point where I'm lifting, relatively decent amount of weight. So a belt is going to be able to help you lift even more weight without compromising your back, without putting too much stress on your back. So you definitely don't need to worry about that in the beginning of your lifting journey, but as you start to get pretty strong and you're starting to lift a lot of weight, that's something that you can add into your lifting arsenal so that you can get more gains. So when it comes to the squat, there's a couple key points that I always focus on. The very first thing I do is obviously I get underneath the barbell and I place it just on my upper back, like on the back of my rear delts, aka the back of my shoulders. So then I pinch my shoulder blades together, hands on top of the bar, and then I unrack it, take a couple steps back, and the very first thing I do is hinge back at my hips. I stick my butt back as far as I can before I actually bend my knees. So hinge back your butt as far as you can, then bend your knees and sink down as low to the ground as you can. Then once you're as comfortably low to the ground as you can, sticking out your butt as far as you can, you're going to push through your heels to drive yourself up into the air. And then when you get to the top of the range of motion, you're going to give your glutes a little bit of a squeeze and tuck before you repeat. All right, on to the next exercise, which is amazing for your legs overall, but especially for your quads, which is what I'm focusing on today. So the front of my legs is dumbbell walking lunges. So just try to find a space in your gym. Hopefully it's not quite as small or as crowded as my gym was here. And you're going to just be taking steps forward. So key pointers on this one is you want your legs to be at 90 degrees. So taking one big step in front of you and having the front leg at a nice 90-degree angle, bringing the back knee as close to the ground as you can, and then pushing off your front heel to lift your body through the air, and then go straight into another lunge. So I don't stop in the middle. I just go straight from one lunge into the next. And after about 8 to 12 reps of these, your glutes and quads are going to be done. All right, so like I said, I don't spend a ton of time in the gym. I actually usually only do a very small amount of exercises, but I focus on the major key movements that work multiple muscle groups at the same time, and I focus on getting stronger and stronger at those ones. So the very last exercise we're going to do, as you can see, I hardly did any, but we're just going to quickly finish off this workout with these leg extensions. This is a really simple exercise. It doesn't really require any special form, and it's in a machine, so the machine is really kind of helping you out. All you're doing is simply extending your legs forward. That is it. And this is a great one I always love to add at the end of a quad day because it just completely demolishes your quads. It totally isolates them and it allows them to be really overloaded with weight. So you're just just extending your legs, really squeezing those quads, feeling the burn in your legs. And then after about 8 to 12 reps of these as well, and you're doing 3 sets for everything in this workout. The only exercise I don't do 3 sets of is my hip thrust. I do 4 sets of those just because I like to hit the booty a little bit more if I can. And then that is this entire workout. It is a super effective classic bodybuilder workout where you're hitting all of the major muscle groups and you're not spending a whole lot of time, but you're working smarter instead of just working harder. All right, FitFam, thanks so much for joining me and I hope you enjoyed it.